Alright, let's look at the red deck. This is red is usually one of my favorites to play because it's so fast. So if you like to play fast creatures and just deal as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible, then red's for you. Let's take a look. It's pretty straightforward. All the creatures are 4-of, we want to get really consistent. Always get this Raging Goblin as our 1-drop. He comes out and he just deals 1 point of damage right off the bat. Then our 2-drop is Mogg Flunkies. For 2 mana you get a 3/3, which is pretty good. However, he can't attack or block alone. That's okay though, because he's the only creature that doesn't have haste. So even if you drop him down, he's going to have friends coming along with him pretty soon who can attack, like a Minotaur Skullcleaver. 3 mana. On turn 3, you drop him out. He attacks with the Mogg Flunky. He's a 2/2, but the first turn he comes out as a 4/2. So 4 damage with haste for only 3 damage. You pair that with the Mogg Flunky, and you're talking about 6 points of damage on turn 3. 7 points of damage on turn 3. We also have the Fervent Cather for 3 mana. He's a 2/1 with haste. So decent damage, but what's really cool about him is he makes target creature not be able to block. So if your other person put out a blocker who's in your way, they don't get to block and you just keep on smashing with the other creatures. And finally we round it out with a 4 mana Lightning Elemental. Haste again, but 4/1. So 4 damage. Not meant to live, meant to just deal a lot of damage as quickly as possible. And our creatures don't get bigger than 4. We don't want a lot of expensive creatures in this deck. It's all about speed. Now, these creatures are supported with some direct damage, like Brimstone Volley. You can deal 3 damage to the creature to get it out of your way, or to the player to finish it off. And if one of your creatures dies, or any creature dies, this thing does 5 points of damage. So it can really do some decent damage for 3 mana. For 2 mana, you can deal 3 damage to a creature or player, and they can't be regenerated, which is pretty good against the green deck who has regeneration. We also have the Disintegrate, which is 1 mountain X. So look at this, it's an algebra card, where X is the number of mana you pay. So say it's late game, you save this and towards the end of the game and you have all this mana and no cards. Well, play Disintegrate for however much mana you have, and can really do a lot of damage to a creature or a player, most likely to the player to finish them off. However, don't be afraid to use this card early game if you need to get a creature out of your way so that your creatures can keep doing damage and keep bashing. We also have Madcap Skills, which helps get creatures, your creatures through. It gives them a +3/+0 and Menace, which means that they cannot be blocked except for by 2 or more creatures. So your opponent would need 2 creatures just to block 1 of your creatures. Again, to help getting your creatures through. If there's someone in your way, steal them. Treacherous Blood, you steal a card that the opponent has for 1 turn, and it has Trample and Haste. So pretty cool. It can definitely deal damage over, even if they try to block, for only 3 mana. And that pairs up really nicely with Fling. Fling, you can throw any card at a creature or player. So say you sacrifice your Mogg Flunkies because he can't attack for some reason. He'll do 3 damage to the player. Or, my favorite thing is you combo Treacherous Blood, you steal the opponent's creature, and then you use Fling to sacrifice, kill their own creature, and deal damage to the opponent. So it's pretty aggressive. Only 21 mountains because you don't need a lot of land. You want to draw as much fuel as possible and just destroy, destroy, destroy. Again, this is a pauper deck. Everything here is under 25 cents. They say the total deck costs $16, but that's not real because it thinks mountains cost 50 cents here, and they don't. So really, I mean, this deck costs just a couple bucks to put together, and it's pretty fun. Alright, check out the next video to see some tricks and some gameplay.